out the back, but we've also got Rory Somerville and I think it's Matt Cox on the red GA just leaving the beach. Let's see if the lads can find any ramps. Looks like Rory Somerville has given up on the ramp quest. He's heading back in the way. Now, that's Alan Jackson, local Scottish lad from Frey, just down the road. And Alan was definitely thinking about the push loop there, but then a gust intervened and made him think twice. And that was Somerville with a low push loop, chewing the mast on the landing. So just about halfway through this super session. Whoa, and that was something a little bit bigger. I'll tell you who I think that might be is Andy Chambers. Out on some of the older kit maybe. Well, back loop crash just there. Now, heading out off the beach, we've got Luke Smith on the red, we've got Phil Horrocks on the blue. Both looking for ramps, and a low crash back loop, and a much higher push loop for Phil, but gets pinged out of position on the landing, and that's Dave Horrocks flying out through the middle in the green and yellow simmer, but jibing and now heading in the way. And the two red sails going out. We've got Luke Smith. We've also got Matt Cox. Matt with a little bit of airtime in the background there. And I think the guys are really feeling it. I mean, the day is starting to take its toll already. These guys will have had a little bit of free sailing. But, you know, very, very windy conditions. And as mentioned, it'll just be zapping the strength as well. A lot of wind chill whenever you're standing about on the beach. So we've got an entourage leaving the beach here. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4 riders. Full speed. Rocket air from number 1. Oh, tabletop forward, caught on camera. That man just bagged £50, unless someone's got something more in the bag. What could beat that? Possibly a double forward. That's the fastest 50 quid I ever just lost. That only took him about half a second to earn £50. If only we could all do that. Nicely done, Phil. Hats off for the combination jumping there. That was the whole point of putting in that extra little bit of incentive. Now here we go. Alan Jackson looking for a steeper ramp so as to initiate push loop or back loop off. And big back loop, but goes down on the landing. I don't think anything's going to beat that landed tabletop forward. And that was a big back loop crash. Looked like Luke Smith just there. 2 heading out the way. And that's a bigger ramp forming out the back. Phil Horrocks with a very nice, cleanly executed push loop, but it's certainly not going to beat what he had done on the previous run on the way out. So at the moment, it's what's becoming rapidly known as the old battle. Lucas Meldrum with monster forwards, and I think there was another back rotation in the first heat versus Phil Horrocks with a combination jump and monster back loop in the second heat. And I think that's going to be the short list for who's going to be pulling the money from this. About 3 minutes, just under 3 minutes left to go in this super session. And as you can see, the rain's on heavy. There's just the odd little blob on the camera. It doesn't normally show, but quite a lot of water out there at the moment. Anyone that's standing on the beach will certainly tell you that. So, big back loop, looked like bubble there possibly on the yellow Goya sail. It might have taken an older sail for this, you know, because normally in the expression sessions, that's when you're most likely to damage your equipment. So he might have taken some of his older gear just in case he ended up going through a sail or something. So, a couple of guys flying off there. That's Dave Horrocks, monster back loop, very cleanly landed. Just a little bit wet, but when you go that high, it's hard not to submerge a bit on the landing. Might be another one still to come for Dave. No, he didn't find anything. He's just jibed around, coming back in on the wave. So we'll go back upwind, see what other riders we can find. Oh, here we go. Right, following the speed downwind. Let's see what we got. So end over end forward loop. We might just have missed something a little bit further off downwind there, but that's okay. Normally you get a roar from the beach outside the trailer that we're broadcasting from as well when there's been some serious big action. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that's one of our Euro riders, I'm pretty sure, in the Goya kit with a clean, snappy push loop. A lot of not so clean, not so snappy other attempts at back loops off to the side. I'm not going to name any names, they won't like that in the replay. Now, that's Dave Horrocks again. Definitely one of the top guys in this heat for these kind of conditions. Heading off out, building speed, looking for a ramp. Dave seems to be out of sync with the rest, but in the terms of judging, that might be a good thing, because he seems to be one of the solo riders on these runs. Now that again looks like Andy Chambers on the yellow Goya, just pushing through a nice high floaty back loop there in the background. That looks like Phil Horrocks, that speed heading out at the moment. We'll keep zooming in until we figure out who it is. Yeah, that's Phil for sure. Into the final 10 seconds of the heat. Let's see if Phil can find one more ramp. We're going to stay with him, see if he pulls anything big out of the bag on the hooter. So that's the buzzer gone. Nothing that's going to score or count, and Phil tacks out, and we're done. We'll revert back over to Sam just in a couple of minutes' time when we get the results from the Got Bay Tiree Wave Classic 2024 Super Session Jump-Off in commemoration of the late Farrell O'Shea.
So there we are. What an amazing expression session in memory of Farrell O'Shea. Look, we've got a few minutes yet before we get the results. So why don't you look back at the day one wrap, seeing how different the conditions were, how different the beach was on the west side of the island over in the maze. Also, you'll have part two, which will be the rest of the action from the masters and from the professionals. So enjoy this wrap, and I'll bring you the results as soon as you can.
Welcome to Tiree Wave Classic 2024! There can be only one. The legacy continues, 40 years and counting.
First impressions are that there's swell at the maze. It's looking pretty positive.
Day one at the maze, starboard tack, full power. Can't wait for it, eh? It's going to be carnage.
It's very windy. I can barely stand. Probably 50 knots, I reckon. Insane.
40 years, 40 plus knots, that's what you get. You wish for it, sometimes you get it.
There's loads of psych outs around the corner. The boys like, you're gonna die. Well, that kind of stuff. When I got around here, it was okay. Very, very windy. Don't let go of your kit. Letting go of your kit is a bad idea in these conditions.
Nice bailout.
I said, well, you'll know it's gone good if my gum's still in, and sure I got it. So apparently it's gone okay.
Okay, so we've got a record turnout here today, and we've got a lot of people to get through. So we're going to be here from morning till night time. As soon as we'll be here till it's dark, really.
This is what I'm worried about. He's got me! We've had some massive upsets here today.
I just got to turn that into a
I think when the waves are like this and there's no jumping and it's just wave riding, that's the time for people like me and Rory as well. We have a bit more of a chance in those conditions.
Yeah, it's a massive finals day, Sam, because we're going to get the pros finished. So we've got a losers final, and then we've got a winners final as well. So it's going to be a big one, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, conditions seem to be getting better. The waves are getting bigger, so that's good. I really like that.
First place, Lucas Meldrum.
Very deserving. The conditions we got there were like, that's the proper deal. That's what we come to Tiree for. It's windy, it's waves, it's not perfect, but it's rough and raw. And yeah, that was the kind of final I wanted with Ben, and happy.
What's going on? Oh, we just did an expression session. How was that for you? You enjoy that? I mean, yeah, it's enjoyable because there's no pressure. I
feel like a lot of us are there just to make up the numbers.
Well, probably are. I think more like cannon fodder.
Yeah. I was actually quite happy. I managed to land a couple of back loops, one super clean one. So.
And do you think, we're just trying to work out for the live stream what's going on. Is there prize giving now, or will it be tonight, do you think?
No, it'll be tonight.
You think so? We're kind of done for the day. That was 2 big heats, amazing, right?
Yeah, I think, because all of the heats are done, and now we've done the expression session, so I'm pretty sure that's it now.
So we'll get the prize giving for the expression session tonight at the official prize giving.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah.
There you are. You've had that for Andy Bubble Chambers, the legend that is Andy Bubble Chambers. We think we're going to get the prize giving later tonight. So that's it from us. We're going to sign off from here. It's been a fabulous week here in Tiree. Here we go. Thank you to all the boys, all the girls. Sorry there, Luke. And to the one girl in our team, Megan, who's had to endure loads of us horrible boys being boys. Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Tiree. We're signing out until next year or next event, or maybe Aloha Classic if they want us. See you later.
Our hero brand is native Hebridean salmon. So we sponsor the Wave Classic in Tiree. What's so nice is people really enjoying the salmon that we produce, and it can be traced back, so it's truly native Hebridean. People outdoors, sporty, having fun and enjoying the elements. In this natural environment, I mean, it's